As the non-weekend stage is должен Lecsyony Tsë. Hi there, we are back. So we're gonna finish lesson 10. So let me open my, there we go. So we stop at 10.4 commands. So now we're gonna start looking at formal and polite commands, and that was the last thing we looked at, 10.4. So what we're gonna do now is gonna start looking at 10.5 plural commands. So you can use these plural commands regardless whether you're talking to somebody who is younger than you are or older than you are, as long as you use all that will make it into a plural command. So as you can see on some of these examples, the first one, it says teach him Zapotec plural. So as I said, you can, it is for the formal and informal plural. So I'm going to read the sentence for you so you can listen and also say it along, or you can say it after I finish the sentence. What is said? What is said lang disa? Again, what is said lang disa? Next. What is guchudo? What is guchudo? What ni istelieverna? What ni istelieverna? Okay, so we continue. And now we're going to do it politeness. And we already have introduced this la ending in a verb stem so to make it a polite command. So again, this is the plural command, polite plural command. And the way it is used, the la is right here, and begin the sentence with will or goal, either one, it's perfectly fine. So this sentence, to say teach him Zapotec, please, we say olisait la disa. Olisait la disa. And the next one is oligushlavdo. Oligushlavdo. And the last one in that group is olinishlat lieverna. Olinishlat lieverna. So don't forget to use the LA for the polite commands. And then now we can make it even more polite by using isagel. In this case, isagel and the following verb must both have a formal plural subject. If you guys remember the previous one, we didn't have the subject, but now we do here, okay? So in order to say in Zapotec, would you be so good as to give me a book? We say, Isagel yot inishla yotra lieverna. One more time. Isagel yot inishla yotra lieverna. Okay, so we move on, and then now we have some of these phrases. This sentence with the phrase "kun," which means with. So in English, I think it's already, if we say we chase the dog with Nacho, it means that, you and Nacho maybe with somebody else, right? More than two of you. But in Zapotec, it is different. So it just means that we, maybe me and Nacho, there's the two of us. Even though in the verb, it's already plural, but it's not more, actually, it could be with more than two people, but here, when you say, it's just the two of us. And as I said, it's different in English because you and somebody plus Nacho, right? But not in Zapotec, it just means Nacho and me. So, okay. And then when are they going to run with the boys? We say it. Guk is rin. One more time. Guk is rin. Okay. Next. Cardinalat kamiyon con la gloria. One more time. Cardinalat kamiyon con la gloria. And here we have some other example. And again, please don't forget to read the details because I'm going to be helping you going over these sentences so that you can hear how they are pronounced. Okay, so I'm going to continue. Dinalan back bed. Dinalan back bed. Okay, next. Guk irun run konamni. Guk irun run konamni. Next. Kadinalat kamioin con leglor. Don't forget the it's very important. One more time. Kadinalat kamioin con leglor. Kadinalat kamioin con leglor. All right, so that's how we use one phrase in Zapotec. So now we're going to turn to learning about negative irrealis sentences. There are two ways of doing negative irrealis sentences in Zapotec. One, as you guys can see this pattern, one of them has two subject, which is subject one, subject two, which actually is the same person, okay? So, but here is the pattern. Let's go over the pattern first. You have, just as you've seen in other negative sentences, we have the K plus the I or dy, depending on the subject, whether the subject begins with a consonant or a vowel, as most of these are in consonants. So therefore we use the I, and this is the vowel, so we use the Y. And then we have the verb, the realis verb here, and then we have subject two, and I said it is the same as the first one, so it's the same individual. And then we have the rest of the sentence. So now let's hear how they are pronounced, and the child won't run. Okay, so there we have the subject repeated here. So one more time. Okay. And then the next one is Katie Lilian, Ide Lilian gets bad. Again, Katie Lilian, Ide Lilian gets bad. Next, Katie Kampan, Vish Kampan. Katie Kampan, Vish Kampan. And we have two more. Katie Ring, Taydrang Lolin. So there's a typo here. It should be lo, L-O. So one more time. Katie Ring, Taydrang Lolin. And the next one is Katia Idedia Leverlang. Katia Idedia Leverlang. So again, that's me and me, like the I, the bound pronoun. So as you can see in every sentence, there is the repetition of the subject, kampan and kampan, right? Rang and me and me. So that's the first pattern, and now we're going to look at the second pattern, which is this. I mean, it is the same, but with the exception that we are not repeating the subject here. So if we briefly go back to the first sentence right here, let's see, where is it? It's right here. Kaitim niin is runyam niin. So we have niin and niin at the end of the sentence, and on the next pattern is Kaitim niin is run. We don't really need the to repeat niin again. So I think it could be a matter of choice. So you guys could choose to have the second subject or just leave it out. So in the next sentence, Katie Lilian ide gets bad. So in the previous one we had Lilian twice. So I'm going to go back briefly. So right here, Katie Lilian ide Lilian gets bad. So on the second pattern, the second subject, it's gone. So I mean, it doesn't change the meaning. It's just the way that we construct our sentences in Zapotec. So again, here, Ketikampan Ivish. So the other one was Ketikampan Ivish Kapan, right? But this is just to make you aware that there are two ways. If you hear those and you might wonder why are they repeating, it's just another way of using negative irrealis sentences. And then now, so as you can see here, right, so you have the Kate, the di or dy, subject irrealis, and the rest of the sentence, which it's missing the subject too. but don't worry about it. So you can use either one of those. And now we are going to be looking at the negative irrealis questions. So just like also we've also seen the past and the past negative question, right? The perfective. So here we have the Kate that negates that the verb. So we have one day jump. Kitring itiasrange. One day jump. Kitring itiasrange. And the next one is Ketu de du lever litian e. Ketu de du lever litian e. Oh, another typo here. I'm sorry, guys. So I need to make sure that the next time that this will be fixed. Okay, and also we have some other examples here. That one of them it's using the second subject, and which we already talked about. So, and on this one, there is no second subject. So again, it doesn't change the meaning of any of the sentences. It just means when the child runs. So you could say, right? So you have the first subject and the second subject, which is the same individual. Or you can just say, again, that's perfectly fine, either one. And now we have another example here. Or you can just say, all right, so the last one is Katie Campani Vish Campane, or Kate Campani Vish. And lastly, we have the negative command. So we already looked at some of these commands before, and we began that with the Kate again. So in order to say don't run, but it is we use it if it's already happening, like say that kids are running, and we can say, hey, don't run. Que ti runyo, que ti runyo, que ti runyat, que ti runyat. Next, que ti runlayot, and this is please don't run. So there is the la that makes it polite. And then let me say it one more time. Que ti runlayot. And the next one is que ti runlayot. Okay, let's go back from the top. Que ti runyo, que ti runyat, que ti runlayo. One more time. Que ti runlayo. Next, que ti runyot. I'm sorry, I missed the ladder, so I'm going to try it again. Que ti runlayot. Que ti runlayot. So you see, it even happened to the best of us, even Zapotec speakers. So yeah, there we go. Que ti runlayot. Okay, and then we have more negative commands here, going from let's see, don't run, stop running. Que ti runyo. Don't run. Que ti runyo. Que ti runyat. Plural. One more time. Que ti runyat. Next. Que ti runlayo. Que ti runlayo. Next. Que ti runlayot. Que ti runlayot. And we have two more here. So that's another verb, a different verb. That's fight. So que ti one more time. Que ti don't fight. Don't you guys fight now. Que ti All right, so I hope that you guys can go back and then pronounce them if you haven't been practicing along. Just it's very important for you guys to really try. And also, when we are saying longer sentences, you'll hear sort of this singy way of saying those sentences. So just practice, listen to me, and then try to say it as close as you can imitate me. Okay, so that concludes our lesson 10, and then I'll see you next week for our next lesson, which will be lesson 11. Arevlosh to la lección ni kaseden shmanre solo con lección stave to la hasta chick yagan stave which is a all ini disa inchele chiza gak ve chele iwedi ulini ziknirnia oli zerwa as position. So until next time, bye.